decided to just break out all of my calligraphy items. I think it was like in the back of my mind, really wanting to just play after making the sea turtle, which took a lot of time, and then the white peacock with leucism. I just decided what felt good was to just take one of my giant watercolor pages and just experiment and kind of literally just play with my calligraphy items. I wanted to show you what I have in my little collection. A while back, last year, I took this class at our local art center, art museum, and it was abstract calligraphy. And I had taken calligraphy, like traditional writing calligraphy, you know, with the pen and all the strokes, and the perfectionism of that in grad school. And I loved it, but also it just like stressed me out because everything had to be so perfect. So I saw this abstract calligraphy class and I kind of just jumped on it, just a workshop one day, and it blew my mind. I literally couldn't sleep that night because I had so many ideas running through my head. I remember just like remember my dreams and just like wanting to incorporate calligraphy into my artwork and abstract calligraphy. It's also called asemic calligraphy. I have a book that I got after being in that class, and this is like my favorite book. Sometimes I just kind of flip through and see if there's any inspiration. And along the way, I've kind of been looking at, you know, objects differently. I went to Yellowstone and Montana beginning of June, and I took some pictures of, you know, rock formations that had like these little fossils in them, and like the lines in Yellowstone on these flat open areas that you can't walk on. I think they're like a bacteria mat or something similar to that. Anyway, every time I look now, I see textures and how can I incorporate those into my artwork. So I just decided I just want to play. I'll show you what I have and I'll take you through a little bit of it. The Speedball ink, I bought a giant jar of it. You have to be so careful. This is super permanent. I worry about using this in my space. I have a new table and I can put placemats down, and like this is carpet and this house is not that old. And yeah, so I have to be really careful. It freaks me out just a little bit. Some other materials you've seen me use, my just typical calligraphy pen. This is my favorite nib that I like to use. And then I had purchased these, like a little container to house the nibs, and then just some other different ones in here. I like to experiment with these from time to time. Some are just the pointed tip. There's another one. This one's kind of cool. It has like a flat, rounded tip. So yeah, just some typical nibs. And then just some other things I learned in this class that you could use. Oh, this one is a music. I haven't used this before. I don't know if you can see that. A music nib, I think, like for music notes. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. It's called a cola pen. It's actually in that calligraphy book. And you just take a bamboo piece, some tape, and you cut, this is like an iced tea can, pop can, and you bend it. I forget how we made it exactly. And then this makes some really cool lines. You can get wider lines and then more narrow, skinny lines. This balsa wood, this is actually what I used in that class, and I took it because I wanted to use it again. But this makes some really cool lines. And online I ended up purchasing a big bag of balsa wood. I didn't know what it was going to look like fully. Some of these, I don't know, I can use like a big brick of it. I don't know, but I bought it really for like these smaller little pieces. But yeah, these can make some really cool designs. Like that little one, break those out today. And something else we used in the class was this, I think it's called a hake brush. and I have a 2-pack. The ones in the class weren't as soft, and I feel like they may like created like a cooler line, but we'll find out because I haven't used these just yet. But yeah, hake brush, I believe they are Japanese. Something else, pipettes. So this is actually just from like a liquid B12 thing that I used to take, and it was all gone. And so I saved it, cleaned it out, and I actually tested it on like a smaller little watercolor paper, and I really like the effect. So a pipette, yeah, this will probably use a good amount of the ink. And then just some brushes. I treated myself. These brushes were the ones originally seized by customs, and then I got them. This package here. I got them through Rosemary & Co. They sent me another pack, and they came through customs no problem. And so these brushes, it was like a birthday treat to myself. They just look cool. Like that thing is cool looking. So I just want to use them and see like what kind of lines I can come up with. This one still has the like sizing on it. Kind of neat. And then a little smaller. Yeah, they just look like traditional calligraphy pens. I thought would be cool. But yeah, it's got sizing, so I've got to wash that off. I think that's everything. Oh, this one. I think I got this on Blick. This was not part of Rosemary & Co. But this one has the calligraphy brush at the end and then a bamboo tip. So I've played with just a few of these calligraphy materials. But today I think I'm just going to have a little bit of fun and see what I come up with. Maybe get some inspiration for my next painting that I'm planning, which is going to be a sea dragon, like a weedy sea dragon, but my own kind of spin on both of them. I'm going to make a male and a female. And anyway, I want to incorporate some calligraphy into that too, maybe in the sea coral again, making it kind of belong with my other 2 paintings that have to do with Lemuria. Even though I keep looking online, trying to make the sea dragon, the Australian sea dragon, fit into the Lemuria myth narrative. It's not a myth, it's real. And I can't seem to do it, but I don't care. I just am going to draw and paint these little guys anyway, because they're so cute and I want them to fit in, so they're going to. But yeah, so I'm going to take you through a little bit of this calligraphy and yeah, see what you guys think. I found one more brush. I did get this from Rosemary & Co. Looks like it's Jennifer Rose collection. So this was like the little splurge. I would use this for calligraphy, but also for painting. So I'm not sure they'll use it with this today because I have so many others that are pretty similar. But I did buy this for at painting, like in gouache and watercolor. So I do like that one as well. I'm going to put that one back though. You can see my little setup. That is my ink. Being super careful. I put even an extra little mat down here. I think I'm just going to play. I've not tried this nib yet, the music nib. And so I want to try this out and just kind of play on here for a few minutes, see what I come up with, see how I like everything. Oh, that's way cool. So this is called a pipette, and it actually is just one of those like liquid droppers. It's actually from a supplement that I used to take, and it was liquid. And when I was done with the bottle, I took the pipette and just washed it out. And so now I can use it to kind of squirt the paint or the ink and move it around. You can also just kind of like like squirt the ink out. You'll see in a minute. And you just have to be really careful you don't squirt it towards you, because this ink is just so permanent, the India ink. So this is one of my favorite techniques, though. I love using this little dropper, pipette, whatever you want to call it. Yep, they're squirting it, moving it around. Loved it. Yeah, I love the Hake brush. This is making some really cool lines. I think the key is to just get the tip, like the little tips, little bristles, kind of moving that around. I really like that. I love this brush too in that class, so I'm not surprised that I really like it. Very Kandinsky-like. Just playing with line and shape and brush strokes. Okay, I'm dying to use these calligraphy brushes. I did wet them so they're more flexible. Got the sizing off so I can use the tiny tip, or if I want to press harder, this will bend too. So either way. Like the smaller tips. Another one. I think I have better control. I always do these little loops too. Kind of like the skinnier handle. All right, this is a giant one. Here's that cola pen. Just kind of dip in. You can never know how to hold it. Oh yeah. I think in that class, this was my favorite thing. You can make all different kinds, I believe. And just words. This is not a word. Looks like it. These are some more little balsa wood sticks or pieces. I just bought them in a package on Amazon, and I really like some of the different sizing. Like this one just looks and kind of feels like a pen. But yeah, super light, airy wood, and you can just use it over and over again. That first more rectangular piece I used in that class I took, and this took it home with me. So I really like the balsa wood as well. All right, so I decided that I wanted to make kind of like a final piece using some of my tools. And the inspiration, like you just saw, was an image I took when I was in Montana and I was biking the Sun Road, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. It was up there. Like, I maybe have 2 or 3 experiences that have been amazing, and that is definitely at the top. And there was this little ledge when I got to the top, as far as you could bike, because there was still some parts that were snow covered. And it was like this cool little area you could just sit on. It's like a ledge, so you don't go over the mountain. And it had these really pretty, almost like fossil-like textures to it. So I just took a picture, and I thought this would be some good inspiration. It was just really pretty to me. And so yeah, I decided to look at that while I was using the little pipette, using the abstract calligraphy, and using this music nib. The asemic calligraphy is basically making it abstract, but what I'm writing, so I'm putting it into, my words in my thoughts into the writing, but it's totally abstract. You cannot tell what I'm writing, but I'm writing in cursive, very messy cursive, about my experience in Montana and how amazing it was, and how gorgeous and beautiful it was, and how freeing it was and healing, and just the parts that I enjoyed, like the biking and kayaking and hiking to Medicine. So all of that is included in the writing. I also turned the paper, like rotated the paper, so then I could do textures on top of the texture, so writing on top of writing, and I love that even more. And I got this idea from, both of these ideas really, from that calligraphy book that I showed you at the beginning. And it's a really cool book, and it's just inspired some other, ideas in me. So yeah, two of my favorite calligraphy tools, I think, here is the pipette and the music nib. I can never decide. I like them all, and the hake brush, all of them. But yeah, really cool how this turned out, and I added some little pink paint colors too at the very top of this. So totally abstract. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed just this experimentation of a bunch of my new calligraphy tools. Some I've used before, and like I made the cola pen in that class that I took. But I just had a blast. I love using abstract calligraphy. I always felt really restricted with the traditional like lettering calligraphy. It's kind of a headache for me, but I'm not that type A, I guess. So this feels way more freeing and just fun and expressive. And just even adding some like paint to it as well. Get some like little color spots. But yeah, I'll continue making calligraphy pieces as well. I am really obsessed with gold leaf. So I might be including some gold leaf in parts of these. One thing I've been contemplating too is trying to reproduce my paintings with gold leaf. And I'm finding that to be quite difficult. And I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe sell prints. I am not 100% sure I want to sell the originals. I get really attached to my pieces. And so the ideal thing would be to make prints, and using the gold leaf kind of is restrictive. And I'm okay with that for right now anyway. But yeah, just trying to work through some things and yeah, incorporating that abstract calligraphy. I had a blast with that today. And thanks for joining me. My next painting coming up, I'm in the progress of working on a sea dragon, Australian sea dragon, and she's pretty. So stay tuned for next week, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.